Okay guys, this is the outside inspection class, okay? I'm gonna do the outside inspection. You have any question, let me know, okay? And this is my outside. Okay guys, good evening. My name is Javier. This is my outside inspection. I'm gonna start checking the lights. The lights in the corner, my marker lights. The three lights in the center, my ID lights. My right signal, my left, also emergency lights. My highlights for country, my loving for city, and stop lights. Check those lights working properly, no missing balls, no missing lens, no cracking green. Check under the trunk for any possible leaks. My license plate update, tie and secure. Now my motor inspection and my passenger side. This is my motor inspection passenger side. I have my two waters on my passenger side, my coolant water and my windshield water. I want to see my reservoirs are in proper level. No crack, broken, secure, and check for no water leaks. My caps present, tie and secure, and check for no water leaks. We have only one belt, the serpentine belt. Make sure it's not ripped, not torn, not too tight, not too loose. No damage the belt. No more than 3/4 plate between the pulleys. Only one component in the passenger side, the water pump. This is the water pump right here. Make sure it's not bent, broken, or welding, tie and secure to the motor. The hoses, no cuts, damage, secure, and check for no water leaks. This is the motor inspection on my passenger side. Questions? No? Now the driver's side. Okay guys, this is my driver's side motor inspection. I want to see I have my two oils, my motor oil and my power steering oil. My reservoirs in proper level. No crack, broken, secure, and check for no oil leaks. My caps present, tie and secure, and check for no oil leaks. We have three components in my driver. My alternator, my air compressor, and my power steering. I want to start with my alternator. Make sure it's not bent, broken, or welding secure to the motor. Cables, no damage, tie and secure to prevent electrical shorts. Under the alternator, my air compressor. Make sure it's not bent, broken, or welding, tie and secure to the motor. The hoses, no cuts, damage, secure, and check for no air leaks. Behind the compressor, my power steering pump. Make sure it's not bent, broken, or welding, secure to the motor. The hoses, no cuts, damage, secure, and check for no oil leaks. Now my four hoses. I have water hoses, air hoses, oil, and fuel. Check all these hoses are no cuts, no damage, clamps tight secure, and check for no leaks. This is the motor inspection, my four fluids, two waters and two oils, one belt, serpentine belt, my four components, and my four hoses. Preguntas, questions? No?
No.
Now my front suspension. I'm gonna see my leaf spring hangers, my leaf springs, my U-bolts, and my mounting pot. Check all those parts are not bent, broken, or welding, tie and secure to the chassis. This is my shock absorber right here. I wanna see the shock absorber is not bent, broken, or welding, secure and tied to the chassis, and check for no oil leaks. This is my steering box. Make sure it's not bent, broken, or welding, secure and tied to the chassis. My hoses and lines, no cuts, damage, secure, and check for no oil leaks. This is my steering rod. Not bent, not broken, not welding, tie and secure to the joint. This is my joint. My joint, no damage, well, tie and secure, and make sure it's well lubricated. Now my steering linkage consists of four parts. This is my number one, my number two, my number three right here, and the one under is the number four. Check all those parts are not bent, broken, or welding, secure and tied to the joints. Those joints right here. Check the joints are not damaged, secure, and well lubricated. Those carry pins, make sure it's not missing, tied and secure. Now my brake chambers. Check the brake chambers are not bent, broken, or welding, tie and secure to the axle. The clamp around the brake chamber, tie and secure, and make sure there's no air leaks. The hoses, no cuts, damage secure. Check for no leaks too. Now, this is my push rod and this is my slack adjuster. Check those parts are not bent, broken, or welding, tight and secure with this cutter pin. I want to see the cutter pin no missing, tight and secure. My push rod and those brake chambers, make sure it's no more than 1 inch play out. Now the inside brake drum. The inside brake drum, not bent, not broken, not welding, tight and secure with the nuts and bolts. Brake pads, the brake pads, make sure it's no less than 1/4 life. My inside and the outside half seals, make sure it's no oil leaks. If you see white powder, fire extinguisher use. If you see any black powder, metal to metal rub in my brake pads. My rim, no bent, no broken, no welding, secure and tight with the lug nuts. Lug nuts full set. If you see rust, indicate it's loose. The air valve, make sure it's no air leaks. Tires, steers, no recaps. Air pressure 85 to 100 psi. No cuts, no bulges. Tire life, no less than 30 seconds. No screws, no nails. This is my motor and front suspension. Questions? No? Now my door. My side door, open and close properly, no damage my entry door. My lock working properly. My mirror brackets tight and secure to my door. Now my steps. Come on, guys. Now my steps, and this is my catwalk. Steps and catwalk, no damage. Secure and tight, and make sure it's clean. No water, no oil, no fuel to prevent self-injuries. This is my fuel tank. Make sure it's not bent, broken, or welding, tight and secure to the chassis. My straps, secure and tight around the fuel tank. Seals, no missing, no damage to prevent metal to metal contact. Gas cap, tight and secure, and check for no fuel leaks. And the hoses, the crossover lines, no damage, secure and tight, and check under for no fuel leaks. This is my battery box, tight and secure to the chassis. My cables, no cuts, no damage, secure and tight to prevent electrical shorts. My terminals, always clean. This is my chassis and this is my cross members. Those parts, no bent, no broken, no welding, tight and secure with the nuts and bolts. And now my drive shaft. The drive shaft, make sure it's well centered, not bent, not broken, not welding, secure and tight with those joints. The joints, make sure it's not damaged, tight and secure, and make sure it's well lubricated. I want to see my transmission and my differential seal don't have any oil leaks. Now my exhaust pipe, my supports and brackets, tight and secure to the chassis. My exhaust pipe, my muffler, no bent, no broken, no welding, no damage, no holes to prevent a smoke leak inside the truck. Now my electrical and my 2 air lines. My green cable is my electrical. Make sure it's in good condition, no cuts, no damage, secure to prevent electrical shorts. Air lines, red emergency, blue service. Make sure it's no cuts, damage, secure, and check for no air leaks. My glass hands, tight and secure. My seals, no damage, and check for no air leaks. Now my springs secure my lines away from any object or damage. Now my rear axle. In my rear axle, I'm going to repeat the same parts in my first, okay? I'm going to see my leaf spring hangers, my leaf springs, my U-bolts, and my mounting pad. Check all those parts are not bent, broken, or welding, tight and secure to the chassis. This is my brake chamber right here. The brake chambers are not bent, broken, or welding, tight and secure with the nuts and bolts. The clamps, secure and tight, and check for no air leaks. The hoses, no cuts, damage, secure, and check for no air leaks. Now my push rod and the slack adjusters. Check those parts are not bent, broken, or welding, tight and secure with the cutter pin. I want to see the cutter pin is present no damage, tight and secure. My push rod and those brake chambers, make sure it's no more than 2 inches play out. Now, my brake drum. The inside brake drum, not bent, not broken, not welding, tight and secure with the nuts and bolts. Brake pads, make sure it's no less than 1/4 life. My inside and the outside hub seals, make sure it's no oil leaks. If you see white powder, fire extinguisher use. If you see any black powder, metal to metal rubber, the brake pads. My rim, not bent, not broken, not welding, tight and secure with the lug nuts. Lug nuts full set. Rust indicator is loose. Air valve, no air leaks. Tires, recut permit. Air pressure, 85 to 100 psi. No cuts or bulges. Tire life, no less than 230 seconds. No screws, no nails. Between the tires, the body space, always clean. No wood, no bottles, no trash. The mud flaps, tight and secure to my chassis. Not too long, not too short. We have a shock absorber right here. The shock absorber, not bent, not broken, not welding, secure and tied to the chassis, and check for no air leaks. No oil leaks, I'm sorry. This is my airbags. My airbag full inflated. No cuts or damage, tied and secure, and check for no air leaks. The hoses, no cuts, damage, secure, and check for no air leaks. My lights, my stops, my signal, emergency, reverse. Check those lights working properly, no missing bolts, no missing lens, and clean. Now this is my fifth wheel. All this part is my fifth wheel, okay? I want to see all my fifth wheel is no bent, no broken, no welding, tight and secure to the platform. This is my platform. I want to see my platform is not bent, broken, or welding, secure and tied to the chassis. Check for no gap between apron and skid plate. This is my skid plate. My skid plate, make sure it's well lubricated. My handle going open and close properly, always be in lock position. My inside locking jaws. The locking jaws are not bent, broken, or welding, secure and tight around the kingpin. My kingpin, not bent, not broken, not welding, tight and secure to my apron. My slide safety pins, my slide fifth wheel safety pins, make sure it's no damage, tight and secure. And this is my airline, my fifth wheel airline. Make sure it's no cuts, damage, secure, and check for no air leaks. Now, my header board. My header board and my sidewall. Make sure it's no loose or missing rivet, no damaged laminates. My DOT tape, no missing clean. And my top lights, my trailer lights, not working. But I wanna see no missing bolts, no missing lens, and clean. Now, this is my landing gear. I wanna see my supports and brackets, tight and secure. Not bent, broken, or welding. My leg, not bent, not broken, not welding, tight and secure, going up and down properly. My boot, no damage, secure and tight. My handle is on my passenger side, working properly, not bent, not broken, not welding. Under the trailer, my floor panels, make sure there's no damage, no holes. My cross members, no bent, broken, or welding, tight and secure with the rivets. My electrical cable under the trailer, make sure there's no cuts or damage, secure and tight to prevent shorts. And I have two air lines under the trailer. Make sure it's tight and secure, no damage, and check for no air leaks. Now my rear trailer axle. Okay guys, the rear trailer axle, I'm gonna see my leaf spring hangers. I wanna see my leaf springs, my U-bolts, and my mounting pad. Check all those parts are not bent, broken, or welded, tight and secure with the nuts and bolts. Now my two brake chambers, not bent, not broken, not welded, tight and secure with the nuts and bolts. The clamps, tight and secure, and check for no air leaks. My hoses, no cuts, no damage, tight and secure, and check for no air leaks. Behind the brake chambers, I have my push rod and my slack adjusters. Check those parts are not bent, broken, or welded, secure and tied with the cotter pin. My cotter pin present, tied and secure, no missing. And my push rod and those brake chambers, make sure it's no more than one inch play out. Now my torque bar consists in 3 parts. This is the number 1 right here. This is my number 2, and this is my number 3. Check all those parts are not bent, broken, or welded, secure and tied with the nuts and bolts. Now my 2 brake drums. My brake drums are not bent, broken, or welded, tied and secure with the nuts and bolts. The brake pads, check for no less than a quarter life. My inside, the outside have seals. Make sure it's no oil leaks. If you see any white powder, the white powder means fire extinguisher use. If you see any black powder, the black powder means metal to metal rubbing my brake pads. My ring, not bent, not broken, not welding, tied and secure with the lock nuts. Lock nuts full set. Rust indicators loose. Air valve, no air leaks. Tires, recut permitted. No cuts or bulges. Tire life, no less than 30 seconds. No screws, no nails. Between the tires, the body space, always clean, no wood, no bottles, no trash. The mud flaps, tied and secured to my frame. No damage, not too long, not too short. And now my rear trailer door. My trailer door, no loose or missing panels. Always be in lock position, my door. My DOT tape, no missing, always clean. My DOT bar, not bent, broken, or welded. My pinker hook, not bent, broken, or welded, tied and secure with nuts and bolts. My license plate, update. I see my trailer lights not working, but I want to see all my lights, my trailer lights, my stop, my signal, emergency lights. Check all those lights working properly, no missing bolts, no missing lens, and clean. With this, conclude my outside inspection. The same inspection in my drive, I repeated in my passenger. We don't have no exceptions. Any questions? Okay, now the inside brakes. Okay.